Balmoral Castle is a large estate house in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, and a residence of the British royal family. It is near the village of Crathie, 9 miles west of Ballater and 50 miles west of Aberdeen. The estate and its original castle were bought from the Farquharson family in 1852 by Prince Albert, the husband of Queen Victoria. The architect was William Smith of Aberdeen, and his designs were amended by Prince Albert. Balmoral remains the private property of the monarch and is not part of the Crown estate. It was the summer residence of Queen Elizabeth II, who died there on September 8, 2022. The Balmoral estate has been added to by successive members of the royal family, and now covers an area of approximately 50,000 acres, 20 hectares. It is a working estate including grouse moors, forestry and farmland, as well as managed herds of deer, Highland cattle, sheep and ponies. The castle is an example of Scottish baronial architecture and is classified by Historic Environment Scotland as a Category A listed building. The new castle was completed in 1856 and the old castle demolished shortly thereafter. The Potala Palace is a Zhong fortress in Lhasa, capital of the Tibet Autonomous Region in China. It was the winter palace of the Dalai Lamas from 1649 to 1959, has been a museum since then, and a World Heritage Site since 1994. The palace is named after Mount Patalaka, the mythical abode of the Bodhisattva of Avalokiteshvara. The fifth Dalai Lama started its construction in 1645 after one of his spiritual advisors, Konchog Chofal, died 1646, pointed out that the site was ideal as a seat of government, situated as it is between Drepung and Sira monasteries and the old city of Lhasa. The building measures 400 meters east-west and 350 meters north-south, with sloping stone walls averaging 3 meters thick and 5 meters thick at the base, and with copper poured into the foundations to help proof it against earthquakes. 13 stories of buildings containing over 1,000 rooms, 10,000 shrines and about 200,000 statues soar 117 meters on top of Marpori, the Red Hill, rising more than 300 meters in total above the valley floor. The Potala contains 2 chapels on its northwest corner that conserve parts of the original building. The external structure was built in 3 years, while the interior, together with its furnishings, took 45 years to complete. The Dalai Lama and his government moved into the Potrang Karpo White Palace in 1649. Construction lasted until 1694, some 12 years after his death. The Potala was used as a winter palace by the Dalai Lama from that time. The Potala Palace was inscribed to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1994. Rapid modernization has been a concern for UNESCO, however, which expressed concern over the building of modern structures immediately around the palace, which threatened the palace's unique atmosphere. The Chinese government responded by enacting a rule barring the building of any structure taller than 21 meters in the area. The number of visitors to the palace was restricted to 1,600 a day, with opening hours reduced to 6 hours daily to avoid overcrowding from May 1, 2003. The palace was receiving an average of 1,500 a day prior to the introduction of the quota, sometimes peaking to over 5,000 in one day. Visits to the structure's roof were banned after restoration efforts were completed in 2006 to avoid further structural damage. Visitorship quotas were raised to 2,300 daily to accommodate a 30% increase in visitorship since the opening of the Kingsang Railway into Lhasa on July 1, 2006, but the quota is often reached by mid-morning. Opening hours were extended during the peak period in the months of July to September, where over 6,000 visitors would descend on the site. The Royal Palace of Madrid in Spain is the world's largest functioning royal palace by floor space with 135,000 square meters and contains 3,418 rooms. Located on Bailén Street in the western part of downtown Madrid, the Royal Palace of Madrid is the official residence of the Spanish royal family at the city of Madrid, although now used only for state ceremonies. The palace is owned by the Spanish state and administered by the Patrimonio Nacional, a public agency of the Ministry of the Presidency. The palace is on the site of a bygone Muslim-era fortress constructed by Emir Muhammad I of Sirota in the 9th century. The imposing Alcazar of Madrid provided both a safe for the royal treasure and a habitual residence to the Trasmara monarchs in the late Middle Ages. The interior of the palace is notable for its wealth of art and the use of many types of fine materials in the construction and the decoration of its rooms. It includes paintings by artists such as Caravaggio, Juan de Flandes, Francisco de Goya, and Velázquez, and frescoes by Giovanni Battista Tiepolo, Corrado Giaquinto, and Anton Raphael Mengs. Collections of great historical and artistic importance preserved in the building include the Royal Armoury of Madrid, porcelain, watches, furniture, silverware, and the world's only complete Stradivarius string quintet. The Castle of the Teutonic Order in Malbork is a 13th century Teutonic castle and fortress located in the town of Malbork, Poland. It is the largest castle in the world measured by land area and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was originally constructed by the Teutonic Knights, a German Catholic religious order of crusaders, in a form of an Ordensburg fortress. The order named it Marienburg in honor of Mary, Mother of Jesus. The castle was expanded several times to house the growing number of knights. Soon, it became the largest fortified Gothic building in Europe, on a nearly 21-hectare 52-acre site. The castle has several subdivisions and numerous layers of defensive walls. It consists of 3 separate castles: the high, middle, and lower castles, separated by multiple dry moats and towers. The castle once housed approximately 3,000 brothers in arms. The outermost castle walls enclose 52 acres, 4 times the enclosed area of Windsor Castle. UNESCO designated the Castle of the Teutonic Order in Malbork and the Malbork Castle Museum a World Heritage Site in December 1997. The developed part of the property designated as a World Heritage Site is 44.57 acres. It is one of 2 World Heritage Sites in the region north-central Poland, together with the medieval town of Toru, which was founded in 1231. The castle is a classic example of a medieval fortress and, on its completion in 1406, was the world's largest brick castle. The Forbidden City is a palace complex in Dongqing District, Beijing, China, at the center of the imperial city of Beijing. It is surrounded by numerous opulent imperial gardens and temples, including the 54-acre Zhongshan Park, the sacrificial imperial ancestral temple, the 171-acre Beihai Park, and the 57-acre Jingshan Park. It is officially administered by the Palace Museum. The Forbidden City was constructed from 1406 to 1420 and was the former Chinese imperial palace and winter residence of the Emperor of China from the Ming Dynasty to the end of the Qing Dynasty between 1420 and 1924. Construction lasted 14 years and required more than 1 million workers. Materials used include whole logs of precious Phoebe Zenon wood found in the jungles of southwestern China, and large blocks of marble from quarries near Beijing. The floors of major halls were paved with golden bricks, specially baked paving bricks from Suzhou. The Forbidden City in Beijing is one of the largest and most well-preserved wooden structures in the world. It was listed as the first batch of national key cultural relics in 1961. The complex claims to consist of 9,999.5 buildings in total, encompassing 9,999 rooms and covering 720,000 square meters or 178 acres. The palace exemplifies the opulence of the residences of the Chinese emperor and the traditional Chinese palatial architecture, and has influenced cultural and architectural developments in East Asia and elsewhere. It is listed by UNESCO as the largest collection of preserved ancient wooden structure. Since 2012, the Forbidden City has seen an average of 14 million visitors annually and received more than 19 million visitors in 2019. In 2018, the Forbidden City's market value was estimated at $70 billion, making it both the world's most valuable palace and the most valuable piece of real estate anywhere in the world.